the background of the band, just how basically you guys became friends, and how you met and decided, hey, we can make something really cool here and run with it.
That's what we said.
That's what we said.
Yeah.
I met Nikki on when we were both doing a study abroad trip to Cambridge, England.
Oh, wow.
Years ago, and I met her. She was stealing alcohol bottles from the stewardess.
We were underage.
She looked like, she looked sort of this innocent
Yeah,
girl from Orange
I'm
County.
impressed.
We looked back and she was just, the stewardess wasn't looking. She was like, and I thought that was pretty interesting. That hasn't changed. Took one. One was a big thing.
Well,
Yeah,
I was like,
that's pretty
One to like an
impressive,
18-year-old
too.
kid. I was like, wow! But we became friends in England, and then
That's
over
random,
time we were
isn't it?
friends for a long time, and we built up this collection of friends. And
Yeah.
then we were all in separate bands in this area of Los Angeles, and kind of mucking about the same places, and and just decided to quit those bands and start our own.
Yeah.
And it happened really organically. Like, we didn't really think of starting something and unveiling it. It almost got taken away from us because we got into this New York festival, and we sent a thing in as not a joke, but just like, we don't even have any songs.
I recorded
There's
our
no-
practice. I just put a little tape.
Tape player.
Yeah.
Record.
I think it was a tape.
There weren't even songs. It was like 3 long, bad Noi jams.
Mhm.
And somehow our bio was a laminated thing about our cat.
Aw.
We put
Yeah.
Polaroids on, and then I
And
laminated
somehow
the
we played a show, and we decided we had to go so we could go check out bands.
Yeah.
And
We're like
went to
carrying
a-
our equipment through Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh man.
We
I
didn't
don't even
really-
remember what we
didn't really have
did.
it
We just
down.
made stuff up on the fly.
Yeah.
We just wanted to go to see other bands play in New York,
Yeah.
and from that moment, there was a guy in Los Angeles who runs a club called Spaceland, which is in our neighborhood, Silver
Mhm.
Lake, and he knew us from just haunting that place all the time. And we randomly walked into him in New York, and he said, "Hey, you didn't know you had a band?
So
Why don't
we
you play?
reached our
Why don't you
second
play
show right
Spaceland
then.
in Los Angeles?" I said, "Okay." And so we just started to play shows. From that, we just played and played and played and played.
Yeah.
We didn't really have an identity or have a focus or anything. We just felt like we should never turn down any of these things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we, over time in LA, we just played. We used just playing in front of people all the time as a way to figure out what it is that we wanted to do.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it was a really interesting thing that.
And we were always willing to take the worst slot.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know.
'Cause we didn't want
had
anyone
play
to
all
watch
the
us.
time. Yeah, because we wanted to be able to.
It was so weird, and
learn
but it really
how to
helped you
instrument.
in front of people really figure out, get comfortable. It's a trial by fire almost all the time,
Mhm.
and it was great. And we inadvertently became the band that. I remember there was a write-up in LA Weekly, which is this little free thing in Los
Mhm.
Angeles, and it basically called us the most uncommercial band in the world.
Yeah.
Because we were playing these clubs for about 3 or 4 years
Mhm.
without shirts or any of that stuff. We just didn't think we're
Yeah, we had
CDs or
we finally
demos.
got a shirt. It was
Yeah.
a big
We were
day.
just too busy being
Wow.
involved in the show and trying to figure
Yeah.
out how to feel really solid in our identity before we even thought about all that stuff. And so we actually got named as, which we took
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we're in a commercial. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
but I remember reading that and saying, we don't have any shirts and all that stuff. And we went over like,
Like
maybe
we
we
should
should
get
have a shirt.
and then it just went on from there.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. We
Yeah.
decided to record and work with people that we really love in our town and
Yeah.
start releasing stuff, and now we're here
In
again.
Australia.
Yeah.
I know, it's weird.
It's definitely worked in your favor though, just having
Yes,
that,
yeah.
not having to chase an image and not having
Right.
those egos and everything. Would you say that? It's
Yeah,
worked
I mean,
in
I'll
your
tell you
favor?
one thing about just being a band that's really excited to play live and figure out who you are
Mhm.
is when all the scenes sort of come up and go away in your town, which is everywhere.
Yeah.
You're always opening up for those bands. So like the first band you play with has cowboy hats, and they're kind of doing that, and everyone's coming to see them, and then you're opening up.
Yeah.
And then that whole thing dies, and those same band members come back with baseball caps and things like that, and then they're huge, and you're opening up.
Like
And
the
they're-
turtle
and they're
band.
gone, and the next thing you know, it was 80s. Remember that everybody turned
Yeah.
to 80s all of a
Yeah.
sudden. They're like, we're
Yeah.
always in the 80s. It's like, I have a picture of you with me with that cowboy hat. And then that come up and go away. And one thing we learned from that was just that we were really proud that we don't live or die by a scene. You know,
Yeah,
we're not
totally.
we're not really shoved down your throat, and we don't ever want to be. And if we were, we're sorry. It wasn't our fault. But we like the idea that you just stumble upon us and maybe
Yeah.
figure us out as it goes on, and that's
Yeah.
how we've always liked music. And,
Yeah.
You know,
Well, some
we're
people,
lucky on that regard, I guess.
Right. Some people would have stumbled upon your music through Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
They have.
Right.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that shit's impossible.
You guys played.
So
you played
hard.
it. Yeah.
I played
Tried.
Lazy Eye on a friend's phone right before we started writing Swoon, our last record.
Mhm.
I was at Spaceland, which we go to often. A lot of our friends work there, and my friend Hannah came in laughing at me, which is usually what our friends do. They just laugh at us. You know, and she said, I pulled up Guitar Hero on my phone and I have Lazy Eye on it. And I was like, oh, I gotta play this thing. I was sitting at the bar and I was like, click, click, dun, 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 dun. And I went, you suck, you're terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Flatlined.
If you can play those things on video games, you can play the real life version so much easier.
Really?
Because there's no colors coming at you in real
Yeah.
life.
Once they add the fourth one.
Because when that orange
Oh.
comes, you're like, orange!
I'm thinking, I can't do
You're like, oh my God,
this.
stop!
It's crazy.
Yeah.
How do you even get put onto a game like that?
Again,
We
I'd
don't
like to
know.
say that
No
we were
idea.
in a 747 in a clam-shaped
Yeah.
jacuzzi drinking mimosas, but basically you get an email.
Right.
And you go, sure.
Sure.
You go, hey, that's awesome.
That's
yeah,
pretty much what we
let's
do.
it.
Yeah,
Rob, can we have a free system?
yeah. We did ask that, and then they go,
They're like, no.
No, they sent me Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
Or Rock Band. They sent. I remember we used it once at a little party we had at our place, and it was so fun. I remember going, man, we're gonna do this every night, and then I just put them in bags and put it under the bed.
Yeah.
It's still there.
That happened in my household.
It's pretty exciting. It's fun to
Yeah,
do. It's a really fun social thing to do.
It was.
Then you can't be
have
bothered to
drinks
take
and
it
you're all
back
like-
out there, put the drums up, and you
Yeah.
don't remember how the controllers fit.
And then it starts gathering dust. And you
Yeah,
never see it
that's
again after 2
yeah,
months.
that's what that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we, you know, what we remember about when the stuff started coming out in video games is how there was a very small but loud voice of people that were really not into the idea of music in video games, and which was really strange for us because it seemed like with all the things in that have been taken away from kids,
Yeah.
especially the physical, you know, like record and all that stuff.
Right, yeah.
Here comes this sort of thing that's not only physical but completely immersive, and
Yeah.
people kind of rag on it, and it's like, wow, I don't understand that. Like,
Mm.
they have something that's so interactive.
People really know the song.
They really know it. They're really jazzed about it. And it's
Yeah.
not just new bands, you know. They find out about
Mhm.
Radiohead on there or the Beatles, and that's
Yeah.
any way they can find out about music. While the other things that used to sort of be the place where you would find out about music, those things are all shifting and changing, and so any other thing is great. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me how you reacted with your Grammy nomination. Best New Artist.
that whole Grammy. I mean, I
They
think
can't
that
take away the nomination.
they can't
Totally.
take it around.
Yeah.
They technically can.
Yeah.
And was it the whole we're winners just to be nominated sort of thing?
Well, it was. I mean,
Sure.
I really don't know who won. I think the Grammys are still going on. That show's long.
I think we're the only band.
We were
that
the
actually
only
sat
band that
through
stayed
it.
through it. I wish we were
We see
so.
other bands like just walk through and then come back.
Oh
and
yeah,
they get their
we went to
award.
a King's Leon party, and they're like, "What? You guys watched this? You were there?" I was like, "Yeah, we didn't know." And they're like, "You dumbasses."
What was the after party like?
Their after party was fantastic.
Yeah, I
One of my
can
favorite
imagine.
parts about it was that I got to talk to Daft Punk for about a half an hour about Tron, mainly because they thought I was Caleb from King's Leon. And I talked to Caleb a lot at that party, and I told him that once in a great while people think I'm him, and he'll say like, "Oh, you know, we should switch." And I was like, "No, it's all right." But I knew 15 minutes in this conversation with Daft Punk that they thought that, but I didn't correct them.
Right.
I didn't also lie. I just sat in this gray world just so I could talk to them about Tron.
Yeah, why not?
And it went pretty far, and they were really great guys. And then finally, the one guy asked me a question that literally I couldn't answer. He's like, "Well, you know, blah blah. You work with blah on the last record." And I was like,
I have to go.
"I was like, well, you know what's funny about? Oh, hold on. Hey!" So I did the French exit on Daft Punk. I got my Tron stuff in.
Very good.
Yeah.
Tell me now, are you writing a new record?
You know, it's been funny. It's probably Daft Punk is probably behind them, going, "This guy thinks those two French guys are Daft Punk."
New record happening?
Not yet.
Really?
After Australia is our last tour, and we have a couple of one-offs here and there around the globe, and then we'll get to be at home, and
Yep.
that's when hopefully we'll start to turn.
Yep.
We want to take a little
You're just
more
gonna chill
time.
out a bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
We took a month off last time, and that was it, and it might have been too short.
Mm.
I think we were going to take a little more time off just because we don't really like riding on the road, or we don't know how.
Yeah.
You know, where it's not. We
Gotta
love.
be in a comfort zone,
Well,
maybe.
we love everything about playing live, and we're birthed that way. You know, we
Mhm.
played live forever before we made records, and we still feel like playing live is the ending goal after the record. And we
Mhm.
love to do it, and we love to tour, and it's very invigorating and stuff. But it's not something that inspires us
Yeah.
as far as writing songs. It's just not.
Right.
It's not where our heads go when we make music. So you have to sort of be in your feet have to be on your soil, and things have to slow down, and you have to
Mhm.
be in a space where your brain, you can hear yourself, you know, like
Mm.
traffic and things like that. Those
Yeah.
things sound so mundane and boring, but that's when your head really starts to spin,
Just getting back to everyday life.
Mhm.
Yeah.
which is really important to us.
Yeah.
We love everyday life,
That's great.
and that seems to be we don't have it as much as, you know, people do, and that's where we really feel, you know, we get excited to be creative, so.
Yeah. Well, just promise us a headline tour next time.
Okay.
Hey, you know what we're
Thanks
saying?
for
It's funny you're saying this
promise.
right now, and I can't make any promises, but I
Done
really want
and
to. And I
done.
feel like if I put it on video, I might be able to make it. But somebody came up.
You don't have to twist
Nikki's the
our
boss.
arms.
Someone came up to us at Adelaide after the show and was like, "Next time,
Next time.
first tour for the record is Australia." And I
Yeah.
thought that I was like, we've learned our lessons.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
You've got a lot of fans.
We're
they love
stupid.
you guys.
I guess.
We all do.
Really nice.
Some of our
to hear.
favorite, the Ding Dong and here in Brisbane and Chinatown, and the Ding Dong in Melbourne, and Annandale Hotel, is that right? In Sydney, and
Sydney,
the
yeah.
Brisbane thing were three of the maddest shows we've ever been a part of.
Yep.
They were so crazy, and people were so insane. I have a scar to prove it, but I want to go there. And
Battle scars.
and we really literally just went, yeah, they forgot about us.
Yeah, it had been so long.
Yeah.
We didn't forget about Australia.
We didn't forget about you.
Aw, thanks, guys.
Next time, I promise. I don't really promise, but I promise. I really want to come here first.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that would be great.
Well, thanks so much for talking to
All
me,
right.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank
And
Yeah.
good luck with the rest of the tour.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot.
very
Enjoy
much.
tonight.
Yeah, we
Meet
will.
the crowd.
Yeah,
Thanks so much.
yeah. And Starlight.